So I saw this thing the other day, and I wanted to bring it to your attention. This little sign up here, and I thought it was hilarious.
This church is not full of hypocrites. There's always room for more.
We're going to stick out on the marquee out front.
Yeah, I like it.
And let everybody see.
With underneath Romans 3:10. No one is righteous.
Not even one. So everybody thinks that the church is filled with hypocrites. Is that true?
It might be.
Define hypocrites.
Define hypocrite?
Define hypocrite.
Somebody that claims to live a way that they don't.
Then I would say a lot of 99% of churches probably are.
Okay, here's my thought. Here's my profound thought concerning this. What do we say that makes us hypocritical?
Oh, it won't be what things that we say. It'll be something that we teach from the pulpit or something that we believe
not even that.
Or something we sing.
Well, let me say this. So they're going to say,
I surrender all.
That's hypocritical.
They're going to say we're hypocrites when we don't abide by the legalistic rules that they want to keep us by.
Ah, ding, 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 ding.
So it's not really.
If you come off the stage and you go to lunch and have a drink at lunch, you're a hypocrite.
Yeah,
but no. I would never say from the pulpit that having a drink at lunch is wrong.
It doesn't matter. They don't know that because they haven't came to the church.
So how can I
hypocrites.
be hypocritical? Because I understand if hypocrisy is you say one thing but do the opposite.
Yeah.
If I don't say it,
it's their view of what you should be doing.
Yeah.
That's the hypocrisy.
So I'm not the hypocrite.
Right.
No, they are, technically.
No, they're not either.
Well,
nobody's a hypocrite.
So there are no hypocrites.
There are no hypocrites because we're not saying stuff like that.
Totally confused.
When you say we, you're
Us.
creating a very small pool.
Our super duper mega church. Yeah,
right.
That's what
you're
we say.
creating a small pool. I think in a larger congregation that's not open about these fringe or legalistic topics, they would be seen as hypocrites, at least from the outside. They could teach their congregants that drinking is bad and then go have a beer at lunch. Mm-hmm. And that's what, from the outside looking in, that's what they have an issue with. That's what they call us hypocrites. We wouldn't teach that here. So.
I don't think any church would teach that now.
Oh,
well,
I don't know. There are churches that still teach that.
Yeah, I'd say there are.
Especially for the guy on the stage.
Well, I think if a church got up there and the pastor was like, "You need to take care of your body; it's a holy temple," then he's out, puffing a unfiltered Marlboro out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're not saying anything from the pulpit like that,
yeah,
how can we be hypocrites?
Once again,
but that's just the thing. It's coming from people that are not hearing you.
Yeah.
They're sitting on the outside because you're a hypocrite. They don't know what you teach in here, and they assume that your behavior outside the church is different than what you teach.
It's funny because you bring up something because it's so funny of what they think we actually teach in here.
Yeah, when they're not here.
They have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'm just up there every Sunday going, we ought to kill all them homosexuals.
That's right.
And nobody ever says anything remotely like that.
Yeah.
People are so ignorant when it comes to Christianity, especially people who are outside.
In fact,
even my daughter who hates Christianity has never heard me say any of those things.
Mm-hmm. Even though we have an audio clip of you welcoming that into the church.
Oh.
I did?
You were being satirical.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
but the clip doesn't show that. See?
Right.
It doesn't show the resolution of that. Just
right.
True.
We need to do the context of that really bad. What we try to do, we try to be as the most welcoming church we could possibly be.
Yeah.
That's right.
So if you have like a goat bride, you can bring it in.
Yeah, you're welcome in the pedos and everything.
This church was built for people who are into bestiality.
You'd still be a hypocrite according to the world standards.
Yeah, you would. I mean, that's part of it. That's a whole other thing we could talk about, how we've been nice, and nice is not working.
Yeah, there was a nice little thing there not too long ago with Matt Walsh talking about in politics, saying nice isn't working anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We can't be nice to these people.
It never has worked.
We have to call evil, call it out.
Right. Nice doesn't work in the church either. Because
No,
the church right now is, if you look at the effectiveness of the church and the power of the church and how the church was a change agent 20 years, 25 years, 30 years ago, the church is worse now than it was 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. I think everybody will acknowledge that. And so nice is not working.
Yeah.
People are not going to church anymore. Salvations are going down. And we've been nice for 25, 30 years. All started with Rick Warren, Purpose-Driven Church. The church growth movement. We started that, and it's not working. I'm not saying we just go hell-bent for leather and all of a sudden we're just mad about everything. But I think there's a point where we're just like, I think people are drawn to truth. And to be nice, you have to do away with truth in order to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's hurt us. But I thought it was funny because it's like one day somebody, everybody, once they die, is going to stand before a holy God. I don't know how that's going to play out, but let's just say you do. Everybody has to stand before a holy God, give an account for their life, who they followed. Was it Jesus? Was it Satan?
That's how it's always portrayed in those cartoons of people
Right.
dying and go to heaven.
Right.
Stopped at the gate. Yeah.
Oh, none of them don't even go to the judgment.
You're not talking to Jesus, though. You're talking to, St. Peter?
Yeah,
that
they don't
right?
even go to
Yeah.
the judgment seat. They
Yeah.
just go straight, and
Yeah.
that takes place later on. That hasn't happened yet. It's going to take place, the great white throne of judgment. But when they stand before God, it's going to be him and them.
Not all the hypocrites that were in church around you.
Right. Not they, them, just one person.
Yep.
Look at
Okay.
them using pronouns over there.
I
The crowd, the new crowd will be very
Well, if I
happy
said they,
about that.
them, then it could be like 10 people. It's only going to be you, and it's going to be God.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say, you know what,
I couldn't.
I
go
liked
to church,
you.
yeah.
I liked you. I liked Jesus. Some of the words that he taught. I don't like Paul. I don't like Paul at all because he was mean. But I didn't follow you or follow your son because of those hypocrites in church. And God's going to say, I don't care.
Yeah. Big whoop.
Big whoop. I don't care. It was about you and me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing that matters.
You made it about you and other people.
Right.
Yep.
And those people have nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk later on in another podcast about how the actions that you have do nothing as far as leading somebody to the Lord. Somebody used that in church the other night. Did you catch that?
Mm-mm. What was that?
He was talking about. He was telling the story. He talked about how he led him to the Lord or won him to the Lord or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you didn't do it. The Holy Spirit did it.
I think you
Yeah.
corrected that, though.
I did.
I think you did. I think you very nicely.
I don't think you did.
I don't think I did.
I think you did.
I
don't
could have
remember.
subconsciously just did it. And,
Maybe I subconsciously did it for you. I don't know.
But
I'm thinking he did. Maybe he didn't.
yeah, but that's a whole other podcast that we can get into. But the truth is, I mean, as you said earlier, it's better to go to church with all the hypocrites than go to hell with all of them. But I don't think the church is being hypocritical.
No, but like I
Just
said,
by their own standard.
By the outside standards, everyone in church is hypocritical.
Well, but I think if somebody came and, in fact, we heard this the other night because somebody brought somebody here and that person had complained before about how the church is filled with hypocrites.
Yeah.
If I was talking to that person, I would say, okay, tell me how the church is hypocritical.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't answer it.
They couldn't answer it.
Not
But
to
that's
you,
just
they
the
couldn't.
thing. That is just the thing. They probably couldn't define how that person is being hypocritical from what the church teaches. They're just using it as an excuse to not go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. That's it 100%. But if I said, okay, how are we hypocritical? Well, you guys aren't very loving.
Why? Because we're honest.
You and I have never taught from the pulpit. We're supposed to be loving. We never
Yeah.
we are loving to our brothers and sisters in Christ.
Yeah.
Because that's what Jesus said. They will know you are my disciples by the love that you have for one another.
And love requires honesty, which is not always
Right.
lovey-dovey.
Oh, by the way, I'm doing a sermon in a few weeks about how our understanding of John 3:16 is totally wrong.
Oh, my.
Fantastic. I can't
He's
wait.
getting all the sacred cows.
I know. I love it.
I'm gonna kill them all,
Slay
man.
'em
I'm gonna
all.
kill them all and make fillets out of them and
Slay
eat them
all of them.
in front of everybody. But I don't think there's anything that we're, like we said at the beginning, there's nothing we're saying that could be hypocritical.
Yeah. But the
Because-
people complaining that we're hypocrites don't know that.
Well, it's like the church is judgmental. If we're judgmental, they think that's hypocritical. Okay, you can call us judgmental, but it's not hypocritical.
Well, we also would argue that we are to be judgmental of those within
Oh,
our
absolutely.
ranks.
Yes.
Well, that's what Paul said. It's not our job to judge those outside the church, but inside the church, we're supposed to, take care of business. But I don't know. It's just it's their fallback phrase, hypocrites, when they don't. What they're saying doesn't make any sense.
And it doesn't have to. It's just like JR says, it's an excuse.
Yeah.
But I really would. I'd like to find somebody who thought we were hypocritical and just say, how are we hypocritical? Give me a concrete example.
And the judgment thing is huge too, by the way. It's just like, you don't want me to judge you, then stop behaving in ways that need judged.
Well, exactly.
Right? Stop doing things that people would judge you by if you don't want to be judged by them, whether it's right or not.
Well, we have to fill up a whole year full of episodes. We could talk about that later on, but that would be a great subject to talk about. Being the judgmental aspect.
Yeah.
But for understand, if let's say our Super Duper Mega Church here, we have people in there who judge other people. Okay, the only way they're hypocrites if I or you are in the pulpit and we say don't judge people, and then they do. Okay, they're a hypocrite because that's official teaching or understanding of our church.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't teach that. We teach the biblical understanding of judging, which is not judging,
It's
but
accountability.
judging righteously.
Yeah.
You know, having the right sense of judgment. Judge like you want to be judged, fairly. And so that's what it's talking about. So, if we're not saying it from the pulpit and it's not the official position of our church, we're not being hypocritical if somebody does something. So you're all going to hell. Yeah, you are. I mean, you just ride that horse, buddy, all the way down there. And just go ahead and do that.
There you go.
So what if we come across a person that claims to be a Christian or a person of faith or however they want to define it, but won't go to a building or won't go to a sanctuary because that's where the hypocrites are?
Once again, what did they do that was hypocritical?
Yeah. Again, it's just an excuse to not.
But you brought
not
up a
go
great
hang out with
point.
Christians.
You brought up a great point at the very beginning. It's not what we're teaching. It's what they think Christianity is.
Yep.
And that's the difference. Because they think that we're just, hey, just come on in and whatever you're doing is totally fine with us. We don't care.
Yeah.
And then when we say something, we have a definitive teaching or definitive doctrine. They think we're being hypocritical. I can't even make sense of it. I can't even explain it. It's so stupid. Now that I think about it,
We're hypocritical to their standard, not ours.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Because
what they've been taught,
or what they believe,
believe, or what they've seen on the internet is what they think we should be doing.
Yeah,
because that's their view of Christianity.
So it's just a word of nonsense.
Yeah, pretty well.
That they just took and they said, oh, okay, and nobody ever thought it through. It was like, well, wait a minute, if they're not actually teaching that, they can't be hypocrites. All right, well, we're surrounded by idiots. We love them though.